Are you all set? Awesome. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. So my speech is on stem cell research, and I want to persuade you guys to think that stem cell research could be the cure to many ailments that people can have in nowadays age. So, the words are correct, and the diagnosis is cancer. These are words that all too many people hear these days, and they take over strenuous cures like chemo and drugs, or invasive ones like surgery. And what if we could take stem cells, cells that are normally growing in our body and blastocysts, that could cure Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or even cancer? Now, stem cells are precursors to differentiated cells, and they hold the answer to a plethora of different ailments. The body is an exceptional machine, and it created an answer to the multiple mistakes it can make. Now, there's coding and genetic material that can get screwed up when it's getting coded in the body. And these small mistakes can lead to devastatingly degenerative diseases. Now, there's a medical journal that states that it is largely due to the presence of stem cells that we are able to overcome multiple diseases without us even knowing it. Stem cells are pluripotent, which means that they have no specific structure or function. And they're also undifferentiated, which means they become any type of cell in the body. Now, there are two types that we can work with. And there's embryonic, which are taken from blastocysts, which are a grouping of 100 different cells that are not intact to the uterine wall yet. So it is between a sperm and an egg, but it's not a fetus, per se. And also there's adult, which can be taken from long, flat bones, like your hip bones or your thigh bones, also your spinal column. Now these are less abundant than stem cells in blastocysts, but they work just the same, and they don't pose the threat of being rejected by the body, because they are from that same body. And they can also be grown independently in culture cells, like cultures like petri dishes, and this makes it easier to grow a multitude of cells and place them into the body, so they can take over the sick ones and generate a bunch of new ones that are healthier and stronger than before. So I have this for you.
All of the cells in our bodies. Soon, we actually will be able to use stem cells to replace cells that are damaged or diseased. But that's not what I want to talk to you about, because right now there are some really extraordinary things that we are doing with stem cells that are completely changing the way we look and model disease, our ability to understand why we get sick, and even develop drugs. I truly believe that stem cell research is going to allow our children to look at Alzheimer's and diabetes and other major diseases the way we view polio today, which...
Now this is true of stem cells. We can take the cells and get rid of diseases that we can have vaccines for today, like polio, like she said, and diabetes, which we can take care of. Stem cells can lead to answers that we don't have right now. Now, many will refute based on the terminology of stem cells. A lot of people will tend to think that it is from abortions, like you can only take abortions in order to get the stem cells. But, like said before, a blastocyst is not intact in the uterine wall, therefore making it, it's no longer a fetus, or it isn't a fetus yet. And anyway, an abortion can only go up to 24 weeks, and a blastocyst is 5 days old. So regardless if someone gets an abortion, there are laws governing intent and scientific studies. It says the examination of the fetal tissues have to have a scheduled purpose for examination, regardless of the use. Now, a lot of people assume that there is no regulation, but it is illegal to terminate a fetus that is above 24 weeks. And as a blastocyst is only 5 days old, it makes it devoid of human features. And also, in Time magazine, they want to know if it is possible to cross the boundary of the sanctity of life, and is it all right to harvest cells? And that is the question of, is it ethical? Is it ethical to take cells from unborn fetuses and use them for scientific research. And that is the largest debate between cure and ethics of science. But in an unpublished survey of 16 Marquette students, 15 of you said that you have known someone with cancer, Alzheimer's, or diabetes. And these cells, which are not fetuses yet, can be used in order to cure some of these things. Now, and now the goal in stem cell research is to produce life and sustain it. Without sustaining life, we will have no more population in the world, and we need to keep what we have safe and healthy for the generations to come. Thank you very much.